So I got this comment from Mortal Gaming Live asking me to do a tutorial on how to unlock new skins using in-game currency. So here we go. So as you can see, what I've got set up on the screen here is just some basic elements that we'll be using, which I created off camera. I've got this text here that's going to display how many coins I've collected. I've just got generic text at the top here, which tells me how much each one of these new skins is worth. So they're all going to be 2 coins each. And then I'm going to give myself the option to change color into blue, red, yellow, or white. And all I've done is created one sprite and I've added a frame for each of these at the bottom. And I'm going to set the animation speed to 0 so it doesn't play. And all I've done over here in the properties is I've dragged out a copy and I've set the initial frame on each one to display the individual colors. And then I've created this little sprite here, which is a coin. They don't do anything, they just sit there, nice and basic. And we're going to collect those. And then as we collect them, our coins are going to increase, and that's going to allow us to unlock these different colors. And we're going to change our skin based on which one we've unlocked or selected. So first thing we need to do is give the player a variable which will track the amount of coins that we've collected. So we're going to click on the player, add new instance variable. We're going to call this coins. It's going to be a number, and we're just going to leave it there. And that's going to keep tally of how many coins we have. Obviously you could set this up as a global. Ignore that one, that was for a previous tutorial. You could set this up as a global to track that as well. I want to do it in the player itself in the instance variable. So now we're going to say player on collision with another object coin, add an action, player add to under instance variables coins 1. So every time we collide with a coin, we're going to add 1 to the player's coins. Add an action, coin, destroy. Let's test the level. See, we can collect coins, but it doesn't do anything. It's tallying up, but there's nowhere for us to see that yet. So now what we need to do is we need to set this text here every tick to display how many coins we have. So we can go into the event sheet and we can go system and we can go every tick and we can go text coins and set the text, and we're going to set that to player dot coins. And you can see there's a little kind of green indicator next to it. That means that we're referring to that instance variable in the player. So now when we play it, we can now tally up the coins. But you see before where I had it saying coins equals 0, the way to get that back is to simply set the text to say, in brackets, coins space equals, closing brackets, and player coins. But let's put a space after the equals sign. And now that's going to display exactly as we had it before. And it's just going to tally up. So now we have 8 coins, and we can unlock these new skins. Next thing we need to do is add a mouse. So double click, go down to inputs, select mouse, and now we're going to go to the event sheet and we're going to add an event, and we're going to say mouse on object clicked, left clicked, and the object is going to be sprite 2, which I haven't named very well. Sprite 2 are these sprites here. Now we need to give these also an instance variable so we can tell them apart. So click on the first one, add instance variable. I'm going to call it number. I'm going to call it color. And the initial value is going to be a string. And the initial value is going to be blue. Then on this red one here, red. and then on this yellow one, yellow, and then on this white one, white. So now we have an instance variable, a string variable for each of these, telling us which color it is. Now we need to go into the player and add the 4 different skins available. So at the moment we've just got one frame. Let's right click and duplicate that. Let's give them blue, a blue color with the highlight and the shading, and then the outer rim is going to be a dark blue. Let's right click, let's duplicate that again. Let's give them a red one with the highlights and the shading and the dark red outline. Let's right click, give them another one which is yellow, and we'll give it one more which is the white one. So on the white one I'm going to give them slightly grey so we can go white on the highlight and dark grey and black. So there we go, we've got our 4 additional sprite colours. Click on the speed of the animation and set it to 0 so it doesn't play. So we now know that each individual frame of this is referencing a new skin. At the moment we can't change because we've only got the one skin available to us and no coding to allow us to change that. So now when we go back in and we left click sprite 2, we need to add a condition because we need to know which one we're clicking on. So we're going to say sprite 2, and we're going to compare the instance variable of color. So if it's equal to blue, that's going to be one event. Copy the whole thing, and we're going to just change the color now. If it's equal to red, copy the whole thing. Next one is going to be yellow, and then copy the whole thing. And the final one is going to be white. So now we've got an event for each of the 4 colors based on whether we click on them. So when we click on them, we want to give the player the ability to be able to change into that skin. So we need to effectively unlock it. So we're going to right click, we're going to add a global variable, and we're going to call this one blue. We're just going to call it blue. Make it Boolean. This is just going to determine whether it's locked or unlocked. So the initial value is going to be locked, and I'm just going to copy that out 4 times. This one's going to be called red. The next one's going to be called yellow, and the final one is going to be white. So they're all locked at the moment. So when we click on the blue sprite, let's add another condition. We're going to go system, and we're going to check the boolean that we've just set. So if blue, and then if we push I, we can change it to a false statement. So we basically, what we're saying here is when we click on that sprite, if it's blue and it's unlocked, then we can do something. I'm going to copy that down, and I'm going to change that to red. I'm going to copy it down again and change it to yellow, and I'm going to copy it down again and change it to white. So now we've got the 4 statements that say if we click on it, it's blue, and then it's unlocked, do this. Same with red, same with yellow, same with white. Then we can then add them in. What we want to do next is we need to add a button under these that will allow us to click it to change to that skin. So let's double click, add a sprite. I'm just going to do it 32 by 16, and I'm just going to make it white with a grey border. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to pop one over there, and I'm just going to copy and drag out a copy for each of those. I'm going to call it BTN for button. That's going to change all of them, and I'm going to give it an instance variable, and I'm going to just call it oh, color BTM. I want to make it string, and again it's going to correspond to the color that is underneath. Red, yellow, and white. So, going back to our code in here, when we click on the blue sprite, in fact, let's take out that, because we're going to do that with the button now. If we click on the blue sprite, the first thing we want to do is unlock the color. So we're going to go system, no, not toggle, set boolean of blue to false, so it's not locked anymore. And then we're going to do the same thing with red. And yellow. And white. Okay, so now when we click on the sprite, if it's blue, we're going to set it to false, but we only want that to happen if we've got enough coins. So we're going to add another condition, and we're going to do a player system. We're going to do a player check. We're going to compare the instance variable of coins is greater than or equal to 2, then change it, and we need to add that to all of them. And because we're effectively buying them, what we need to do is also subtract 2 from the coins if we click it. So we're going to subtract from coins 2. So it keeps the tally of coins we have up to date. So we can test that now. So if we click on this, it's not doing anything to our coins because we don't have enough. But if I go 1, 2, and then I click on blue, effectively now what I've done is I own blue. In the background that you can't see, the boolean, the global variable, has gone from locked to unlocked. I get 2 more coins, I can now unlock red. I can get all these coins, I can unlock white, and I can unlock yellow. And now what I want to do is when I click this button, is I want to set the color of the sprite to blue. So now we're going to add an event. We're going to say mouse on object clicked, left clicked, and we're going to say button. And again, same thing we did here with the conditions. I want to say if the color of the button is white, so button, compare instance variable color, and if this is equal to blue, copy and paste, 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 and then this one is going to say red, and this one is going to say yellow, and this one is going to say white. So if we click this and the color is blue, we're going to turn the player blue, but we're only going to do that if we've unlocked the boolean global variable. So we're going to get another condition, and we're going to go system, and we're going to say is boolean set blue. So if it is not locked, then we can do it. Same with red. If red is not locked, same with yellow. If yellow is not locked, and same with white if white is not locked. Then all we do is we add an action and we say player set frame to frame 1. Come down here and we say set frame to frame 2, set frame to 3, and set frame to 4. So first thing, click on the white buttons, nothing works because we haven't unlocked any of these sprites. We haven't unlocked any of these skins. So let's unlock the blue one. Again, I've got the coins, but it's not unlocked. Unlock it, now I can change blue. Unlock it, now I can change red. unlock it, now I can change yellow, unlock it, now I can change white. And because I own them, I can now change to whatever color I want. And it doesn't have to be just colors, it could be a completely new character. You would just draw the same character on the next frame. If they were animated, you would have different animations, so instead of choosing the frame, you would select the animation to play. And it can even be even more complicated than that, where you can simply just destroy and then create a new player exactly where the last one was, if you're having a whole nother player as well. But this is just how to do it with colors. The only thing we don't have here is a option to go back to the original green, so let's add that in quickly. So I'm just going to copy this out. I'm going to pop that there. I'm going to copy that one out. I'm going to pop it back there. And the color here, I'm just going to put green. And I'm going to need to click in it and add in that new color there on frame 4. And I'm going to set it to frame 4. I'm going to put the coins up there, and I'm just going to copy that button and drag it across, and I'm going to change the name of it to green, and then we simply just put back in the code. We can just copy this whole block because we don't need any conditions this, because we already own green when we start. So I'm going to change that to green, and we don't need to condition. We don't need the condition with the global variable. I'm just going to set that back to 0. And now obviously we're out of green, so we don't need to worry about that. Can't select any of these. I can even collect all these coins, and I can't buy them because I have to unlock them. I can unlock blue and I can change blue, but I can change back to green anytime. Still can't get these. Let's just add one more thing in so we can see whether or not these are locked or unlocked. So what we'll do is we will go and we will just add some conditions in around these global variables. So quite simply, we're going to add an event and we're just going to compare them. So we're going to say is boolean set blue. I'm going to do that for the other 3 colors, and I'm going to say red, and I'm going to say yellow, and I'm going to say white. And if they're locked, all I want to do to show that they are locked is change the opacity. But because we're using the same sprite, we need to do it on a sub event. So push B, add a sub event. So if the global variable of blue is locked and the sprite is equal to blue in the string, then the sprite opacity is going to be 50%. Copy the whole thing, drag it down under red, just change the text to red. Copy the whole thing, drag it down under yellow, just change the text to yellow, drag it down, sorry, under white, sorry. Oh no, the next one should be white. Oh, make sure it's indented in there. This one needs to be white, and that needs to be white. So if they're locked, keep them at 50%. Else, so you can click on the whole block, push X, click up here, push X. Otherwise, if it's not that, then set the opacity to 100. Same thing. Drag it down. Same thing, push X. Drag it down. Same thing. Oh, sorry, wrong place. Same thing, push X. Drag it down, and that should work fine. There you go. They're all faded out. Let's unlock one. Blue. Oh, blue. There we go. Now we've got it. Now it's darker. Buy it, and we got it. Unlock red, unlock yellow, unlock white. No coins left, but now we can choose any color scheme we want and then start the game. Hope that was helpful. If you want me to do a easy game mechanics tutorial on a specific subject using Construct 3, leave a comment below. If you found any of the content useful, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel.